Not a lot of people burning up Mick Maynard's phone to try to get a matchup. Matchup with Ngannou! Goes the Reem! Francis Ngannou!
Francis Ngannou is not a name that the MMA is foreign to. The man who hails from the African country of Cameroon did not reach where he currently is so easily. People speak so highly of him, all thanks to his performance in the ring. How great is that when people believe in your potential? Let's walk down memory lane and find out the hardships that he had to endure to make it from rags to riches. Do you think the man can meet the expectations of his fans and audience? Evidence to back a big yes is the match he fought in early December 2020. That was a huge milestone for him as he won his 6th win professionally, his last win being against renowned Alistair Overeem. By the cheers that broke out, it was quite evident that his fans were quite impressed by his performance. The previously mentioned wins are nothing compared to the history of wins that he has racked up against various strong and well-known contenders. He is constantly compared to the likes of stars like Anderson Silva, Ronda Rousey, and Stipe Miocic due to their similar paths to success. There is no doubt why his potential is constantly bragged about by the MMA community. Well, I guess it goes without saying that what you see isn't always what it seems. Though his life may seem posh now, he wasn't born in Las Vegas, though he currently lives there now after all the hard work. He was born and raised in the village of Bati, Cameroon in Central Africa. The pain of his struggles began here. One of the first battles he faced was not his fault, but just bad luck. Any guess on what that was? He was born into a life of poverty. Negativity in the air was a constant. This was just the beginning of his struggles. So what actually motivated Ngannou to be where he is? Luckily, he always dreamt of being a champion and would not listen to the naysayers.
Ma motivation, le fait de toujours m'imaginer, de toujours me projeter dans le futur et de croire que c'était possible. Je me permettais de croire et c'est ça, au fait, qui fut ma motivation et qui m'a poussé à franchir des obstacles que j'ai pu affronter dans ma vie.
But what triggered him to tread this path? The answer to this is simple. It was his upbringing in Africa that made him choose this path. How was his upbringing, you may ask? The worst any child could bear is what happened. He was the second kid amongst 5. His childhood was a mess. He grew up with toxic parents, namely his dad being the main culprit. His dad was super violent and raised his hands constantly to his mother and siblings. His parents got divorced while he was just 6. As a result of the divorce, he was constantly shifting schools as well as guardians. These set of events disturbed the poor soul. Growing up, people taunted him with slurs, stating that he would turn out just like his father. As a matter of fact, he wanted to be nothing like his father. To his benefit, the hardships molded him to be a better person. Moving with uncertainty led to his education being compromised. He got exposed to the harsh reality of the world at the tender age of 10 and worked at a sand quarry to fend for his school fees. Imagine a child working at a quarry. However, his delicate shoulders got bogged down with the burden, forcing him to give up. At the age of 22, he picked up boxing. It was just a simple matter of time before he got addicted to this sport and turned it into his newly developed passion. To progress in this field, he gave it his all. At this time, he was working as a taxi driver with his motorcycle to make ends meet. It's quite shocking to know he sold his motorcycle so as to be able to buy sports equipment to train with. That was the kind of dedication this man had. Nobody supported his decisions and actions, especially not his family. In fact, most felt he had lost his mind and was delusional. One fine day, he was faced with a fate worse than he could have ever imagined. He was diagnosed with hepatitis B. All came to a standstill at that point. This forced him to give up everything he loved and raise pigs. He went into tremendous depression and tried to forget his dreams. But the farm life wasn't meant for him. He realized self-pity would get him nowhere. He decided to take a major step in his life and do the unimaginable. He made up his mind to migrate.
Pour savoir où on va, il faut savoir d'où on vient. Donc, quand on avance et qu'on a tendance à se perdre, le mieux, c'est de retourner, c'est de rentrer sur ses pas pour mieux s'orienter et mieux avancer pour savoir où on finira par arriver.
Prior to migrating to Paris, he saved up some money as he knew he was in for a scenario entailing the survival of the fittest. Moving to a new country, especially on a low budget, is no joke. He was faced with the worst challenges life could throw at him. He slept on the streets and was left unsheltered most of the time. That's as bad as it could have gotten for him, yet he kept pushing his limits. Before even reaching Paris, he had to endure a lot during the migration process. He first had to cross Morocco, where he was constantly chased by the police and lived on bites of apricot pie. In between all this chaos, he lost all the little of the belongings he had. All of what he had with him was stolen. The biggest trial was crossing over to Spain. It was the scariest event he had to face. That was quite a battle, and only on his 7th attempt was he successful. He had to reach Spain with the help of an inflatable boat. On one of his attempts, the boat was old, had no paddles, and to top it all off, the man guiding the ship seemed suspicious. This forced him and the rest on the boat to replace the missing paddle with their hands to row themselves. This was one of the most insane tasks he had ever done, but felt he had to do it no matter what. Even upon reaching Spain, life wasn't easy for him. He was pushed behind bars for 2 months as he was an illegal immigrant. When he was released, he finally decided to hop onto a bus and move to either Germany or England, where the game had better opportunities for him. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to, yet he still did not give up. When he migrated to Paris, he had nothing except one major advantage. He had the opportunity to start afresh. He had only arrived with some clothes and slept in a parking lot for 2 entire months. It was only after this struggle did he get a room to shelter himself in. Sadly, this was not the only expense he had to endure. He also took care of his mother in Cameroon by sending her money regularly while balancing the finances he needed for his stay in Paris. Despite all this, he kept progressing forward till things started to get better. Within a matter of time, he was in a gym that was led by Fernand Lopez. The traits of an MMA artist were already within him. His height of 6'4" and a weight of 260 pounds gave him added advantage. It really shouldn't come as a surprise that his movements and ability to learn were perfect right from the beginning. Lopez saw potential in him and not only helped guide him, but provided him with core techniques he was lacking. Once he perfected that, he was all ready for showtime. As the saying goes, every dog has his day, and Ngannou got his day too. It was the day where his efforts finally paid off and he was selected to fight in the UFC. As you may already know, his first debut in the UFC was in December 2015 against Luis Enrique. First impressions always matter, and he did just that. He knocked out Luis in the second round, and that was just the beginning of his path to success. The Predator is the stage name the man is known by. You know what's interesting about the Predator? He has won all 12 of his matches entirely based on stoppage. Even after gaining fame, he stayed rooted and didn't let the memories of his humble beginnings die out. He tried to make the most of this opportunity. He made trips to his town, even built a gym for those who couldn't avail this facility.
Bien, avoir un centre comme ça, on ne paye pas des things, rien. Nous sommes bien ici. J'ai intégré le centre parce que je voulais aussi être un champion.
In fact, his mother is treated as the queen of the town due to her son. How proud of Ngannou must she be? It goes without saying that he constantly kept moving forward in the game, with a few bumps along the way with valuable lessons learned. The next 13 months after his debut in 2015 played in his favor. He made the octagon his home and won all 5 battles he fought. This is just the beginning of his legacy. More is yet to come. Oh, and to calm the rumors down, yes, Francis Ngannou will be a part of the Fast and Furious franchise in the 9th sequel, releasing in 2021. That's a wrap on today's video. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We'll catch you in the next one.
Thank you for all my fans around the world. Thank you for all the support. I received your message, guy. Without you, I wouldn't be here. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.